Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of the show. Per your request, my mom is back, and we've been on this weight loss journey together for 18 weeks, and she hasn't been on this show since her week 10. A little bit of a sneak peek. She's developed quite a bit of complacency and has not made the progress that she would have liked to make over the last 7 or 8 weeks. The reason why you should watch this show all the way through is because you're going to leave with actionable steps to work through complacency and continue making both on scale and off scale progress. So grab a pen and grab a paper because there's going to be some things that you'll want to write down. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Nick. I lost 110 pounds in 2019. I've kept it off for over 6 years, and I'm now coaching my mom through sustainable weight loss and putting obesity behind her the same way that I did for myself by addressing her mindset, her relationship with food, her emotions, and the root cause of how we got here in the first place. Let's go ahead and get into it. 3, 2, 1. And we're live. Mom is back on the podcast. Mom, say hello to the people.
Hello.
It has been the last time you were on the show, you were on week 10 of your journey. We just finished a couple days ago, the end of week 18 on your journey. So why don't you go ahead and give the people an update on exactly where you're at?
I'm totally thin now, 125 pounds.
What?
Yeah. I thought I was on week 19, so that's good. I'm on 18. I'm 194.8, so I've just lost like 15 pounds.
So you lost about 15 pounds in 18 weeks. Mm-hmm. At the very beginning when we started working together, you were 2094 or 2096 or something. I'd have to look, almost 210. And right. Going back and looking at the notes that we had from that very first call, the position that you were in was you were eating candy daily and craving candy daily. You were eating no whole foods and no fruits ever. You were in and out of the ER all the time. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
You had what you called severe medical anxiety. You
right.
were barely moving, and you were sleeping on the couch.
Well, yeah, I was sleeping on the couch because I had a litter of puppies.
Mm-hmm. And because your back hurt, and because you were tired, and there was other stuff in there too. But let's go through and look at all the things that have changed off of the scale. So when it comes to daily candy or candy cravings, what is your relationship with candy like today?
Oh, I don't have it daily, not even close to it.
Well, how often do you have candy now?
Maybe once or twice a month.
And do you miss candy or not really?
I'd say it's like a 2. So like there's days and days that go by and I never even think of it.
So to people that listen to this and they go, gosh, I'm eating pints of ice cream every single night and eating candy all the time and I just can't stop. How would you explain to them how you don't have the cravings for candy anymore? Because people listen to this and they don't believe it. And they don't believe me when I say that I don't have these cravings either. So how would you explain to them why you do not have these cravings anymore?
Well, I don't know. You would explain that part because I'm eating better foods. So I'm not craving the candy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because you're eating more quality foods. You're getting better nutrients and you're also not drastically under eating.
Right.
So instead of starving yourself to lose weight as quickly as possible, we've been eating much closer to a normal amount of food. Does that feel true to you?
Yeah.
So you don't have the same cravings and you weren't eating really many whole foods before. Let's talk about update the people on your medical situation. So, and people DM me every single week, why is your mom not on the show? So here she is. And at the very beginning, the reason that we started this journey in the first place was because you were in the hospital and thought that you were dying from, a number of things I don't remember, right?
Well, one thing, potassium.
Yeah, from a potassium issue. And since then, the last couple months, what has your relationship with the doctor been like? What is your current medical situation?
I went to the doctor, the hospital once since then. Well, once was urgent care because I had a toe infection from pulling a hangnail. And then the other one was a couple days. No, that's wrong. I only went once. I went to the hospital for the toe. I had a toe infection and then the cat scratched my toe. So I wanted antibiotics. That's the only time that I believe that I've been.
What sort of medical wins have you had over the last few months?
Well, my blood pressure is lowered. Sometimes it still does go up. Like I just took it before this and I was like 145/88, which is high, but it's better than it was. For a while, it was totally fine.
So you experienced normal blood pressure, though it's not normal every day. You experienced a phase of normal blood pressure for the first time.
Yeah, and it's definitely not alarming. I'm sorry. It's definitely not alarming anymore. It's not a scary number. I mean, it's still hypertension, but it's not go to the doctor right now.
So it sounds like you're in a lot more of control of your medical situation than you were a few months ago.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to say that?
Well, better because I'm not constantly stressed out about being sick.
So when you've taken all that mental energy that you were putting towards stressing and being sick, what are you putting that towards now?
I don't really know. Taking better care of myself.
Let's talk about movement. So when we first started the journey together, it was
Right.
18 weeks ago, how often were you moving your body?
Well, I wasn't going out and exercising.
Ever?
I can't really remember. I mean, sometimes we'd go out, we'd walk the dog or something, but no.
And how often are you moving your body now?
Well, I try to every day. There's days that I don't do what you want me to do, which you know, but I try to for the most part daily.
Got it. And what does that movement typically look like?
Walking the dogs.
So going
There
from
actually
now,
has been a couple of mornings when my husband's still been sleeping and I've just gone out without a dog just to go quicker.
yeah. So going from not moving at all to walking most days, how difficult does it feel for you to walk now that you're moving more regularly?
Oh, it's not difficult. It's not like I get tired. It's just mentally, often I just don't want to do it. I'm like, oh, I have to go walk. But I want to be to the place where I want to walk all the time.
Yeah.
And there's days where I want to go walk. I go, okay, I'm going to go on a walk, and it's a no-brainer.
What do you, on those days when you do not want to walk, what is your internal dialogue? It's, I don't want to walk. What comes after that?
I'm just lazy.
And then do you typically choose to overcome that laziness or do you lose to that laziness?
I think it's both. It could go either way.
So when you lose to the laziness, what does that feel like afterwards? So when you're laying down in bed going, no, I didn't walk today. Is it like, whatever, it's not a big deal? Or
Oh,
is it, God, I wish I
no,
would
I
have.
think it's the same thing with housework or anything with me. I procrastinate doing stuff, and then I think when the time has passed, I should have just done it. It would have been done now.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel connected to the future of knowing that that's going to happen when you lose to the laziness? So when you go, I'm just too lazy, I'm not going to do it. Are you thinking I'm going to regret it later? Or are you thinking whatever, it's not a big deal, like in that actual moment?
I don't think that I think either. I don't know. I don't know.
So
I'll ask myself next time.
yeah, would it be beneficial for you to have the awareness of connecting to how you're going to feel after you do not walk? Does that question make sense?
No, say that again.
So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Stacy's supposed to go on a walk. I don't know. I'm just too fucking lazy to do that. I don't think I'm going to do it today. In that moment, you're not thinking, God, I'm going to regret not moving later, right?
No, I don't. I don't think that generally.
So if you were to think that, would that increase the probability that you actually went on the walk?
Probably. And
Is it?
sometimes I think, what am I going to say to Nicholas when he asks me?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the best parts about you is how much you care about what I think about this journey, right? And a lot of that comes from the fact that we're sharing it publicly. Like we can give that a voice. It's like other people are watching and asking, and that does put kind of a pressure on this to some extent, right?
Right.
The reality is that permanent change is going to come when you care more about what you think about yourself than what I think about you or what any of the people listening to this think about you. So it's less about what am I going to say to Nicholas, and it's more what am I going to say to myself when I'm brushing my fucking teeth, knowing that I didn't do the thing that is actually in my own best interest. So you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between self accountability and being accountable to your coach, or in this case, your son, because I'm not going to be your weight loss coach forever. So we have to get to the point where you can coach yourself through some of those moments. So we'll practice this week the more consistency with the walking. We want to do 7 days of walking, and we want to connect with how we're going to feel after not doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. And you can do that. Years ago, you were walking every day, like miles every day, right?
10 miles every day.
Yeah, and that's obsessive. So we don't want to do 10 miles a day because you'll
But
eventually.
I loved it. It wasn't a chore. I loved doing it. So I would love to feel like that again about it.
Yeah, but you know that you would feel like that again if you beat some of these lazy moments, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got to connect with what it would be like to like walking, do it even though we don't. And then when you get out, you enjoy it after you get out.
Yeah, I'm
Have you,
fine after I'm out. Most of
have
the
you,
time, yeah.
have you ever regretted going on a walk?
No.
Never, right? We never regret making a healthy choice. Talk to me about the sleeping situation. So our last call was all about 10 hours a day on the phone. We were sleeping on the couch. We were really fatigued. What is your energy level like now versus a couple of months ago?
Oh, I have more energy. I'm in the bed. We bought a new bed because I think I spoke to you about it, that my bed is so comfortable, but every morning I wake up and I'm kind of hunched
Yeah.
and I hurt for a little bit. And you said, well, the bed's too soft. You're like sleeping in it. Your body's, maybe you said, like conforming to it, which
Yeah.
I think was true. So I went and bought a new firmer bed and I sleep pretty well.
Amazing. Amazing.
So I'm
So,
back. I'm back on the bed. I'm back in bed.
yeah. So when we look at the weight that you've lost each week, so in the last 18 weeks, you've lost about 15 pounds. But the last time that you were on the show was week 10, which was 8 weeks ago. You were 197, and now you're 194.8. So we've lost just about 2 pounds in the
Oh.
last 8 weeks. And give us an update on why you think that is. Because people
Well,
are
I'll tell you why I know it. Why I know it is.
because people
Well, I've
listen
had.
people listen to this and they go, well, yeah, that makes sense. She did really good in the beginning, and now she's just leveling out, and then she'll quit, and then she'll gain it back.
I mean, I'm not losing the weight. I've actually gained weight and then relost it. So it's not like
Hmm.
I've just been stagnant. I've gone up, I think 3 or 4 pounds or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I do know that I'm still holding on to a lot of water. I'm sure of that. But
Hmm.
I've had 3 weddings, I think,
Hmm.
2 or 3 weddings so far. So we're going out of town. I'm not practicing necessarily the same thing that I do at home. It's easier for me if I'm at home because I could cook my food. That's
Yeah.
just a fact for me. It's easier. And the weddings, and I got on prednisone again, which I'm off of. So the
Hmm.
prednisone definitely makes a difference.
Yeah. So I wrote down um, over the last 8 weeks, I've written down every reason that you've given to me. And I just want to share these with you from a place of love. And this can sound a little tough lovey, but I want you to be able to see your own patterns, because it's hard for you to zoom out and see all of the data that I have from us talking each day. Okay.
Okay.
So everything in the last 8 weeks that you have said has made it more difficult for you to lose weight. One of them was your friend having cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the reason that made it difficult for you is because that created emotional distress and
Mm-hmm.
less consistency with your food and movement. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was like depressed. Well, not
Yeah.
depressed, but
Right.
in a funk.
Yeah. Totally makes sense. Yeah. The second thing was medication. So you started prednisone. You're on prednisone for 2 weeks. The first week that you were on prednisone, you gained about a pound and a half. The second week you were on prednisone, you lost about a pound and a half. And what we found from that was that in your first week of prednisone, you actually did not take healthy actions the same way you were before. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I thought that I lost the weight after I'd stopped the prednisone.
No, you stopped the prednisone 2 days before the second week weigh-in. So your
Okay.
first full week of prednisone, you gained 1.6 pounds, I think that it was. And during that week, you walked 3 out of 7 days and ate less consistently in terms of whole foods. So for
Okay.
you, and I know this was a while ago, so it's hard to remember. That's why I pulled up in the notes here. It's hard to lose weight on prednisone. So then what you did was you stopped taking the action of a healthy person the same way. Do you remember that?
Kind of.
I know that was what you kind of forget.
Will you write this stuff down?
Yes. Yeah, because
Okay.
otherwise you can't see your own patterns. Because you're living out the same patterns again and again and again. I can't lose weight for this reason, so I'm going to stop taking the action. So what we're having here is just like the moment of recognizing that. So the second week, you were on prednisone for 5 days the second week, and you returned to taking the healthy action, and you lost 1.5 pounds, which was almost the same that you gained with the same medication. So for
Okay.
you, it was your belief was, I can't lose weight because I'm on this medication. So we stopped taking the action. Then we started gaining weight. And then we started living life as if we were not taking the medication, even though we still were. And then we lost weight. So for you, you actually can lose weight on prednisone, even though it might be a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's way harder because it makes you so hungry that you don't know
Right.
what to do. And
Right.
it does something to your body. I
Right.
can't remember what it is the doctor told me.
But when you experienced what was happening to your body, you were less consistent with the action. So you're really focused on the scale number. I'm talking about what's
Hmm.
happening off of the scale. Stacy takes prednisone. Stacy stops walking. Stacy started walking on prednisone. Stacy lost weight. So what I'm saying is, like, when you're looking at becoming a healthy person, I know this is such a different way of looking at it than what you and I've ever done, right? When we're looking at becoming a healthy person, we're looking at what are the changes that we're making off of the scale. And if you can only take healthy action when the scale is going down, you're fucked. because one day you're not going to have any weight left to lose, and we need you to keep taking the healthy action, even though you'll be in a permanent plateau forever. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So we want to look at those opportunities. Hey, here's a thing that's making it harder for me to lose weight. I'm on a medication that makes it difficult. I need to prove to myself in this moment that I can take healthy action, even though the scale's not going to go down, because one day I'll be the same weight for literally ever for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to make sure that we're extracting the lessons out of these things. The next were the weddings. You had 2 weddings and 2 birthdays, I believe, over the last 8 weeks, right?
Yeah, and I have another wedding, Nikki's wedding, in a couple weeks.
And for you specifically, everybody listening to this relates to this, but what is it about weddings or birthdays that makes it difficult for you to lose weight specifically?
Cake
Mm-hmm.
and all the food.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not making food at home. I
Yeah.
live for wedding cake.
So Stacy can lose weight when she's at home. Stacy cannot lose weight when she's not at home.
Well, I could if I made healthier choices, but when I'm out of town, it's just like our trip that we have coming up in November. I'm already excited about where we're going to go, all the different things to eat there.
Mm-hmm. And these places that we'll be going in November, will there be options for healthy foods?
Well, yeah, we are renting a house, so we'll be able to cook at home.
Right. But
at the restaurants, I don't like healthy food. So when I go to, let's say Applebee's, I'm not going to get grilled chicken. I'm going to get chicken fingers.
Yeah.
That's just an example. I haven't been
Yeah.
to Applebee's in forever, but
Are you willing to address that, or does it feel like that's just how it's going to be for life for you?
well, I'm trying to address it.
And how are you trying to address it?
Well, I'm not going out to eat very often.
Right. So Stacy's pattern and Stacy's story is, when I'm at home, I can lose weight. When I'm out, I can't.
No, I can, but I just don't.
Yeah. You're right. So you're doing the I'm not eating out diet right now, right?
Yeah,
So in a
we
way-
still do sometimes. It's not like I don't eat out.
Yeah, but when you eat out, you treat it like a quote unquote cheat meal that's causing you to gain weight, because you don't ever eat healthy foods when you're out.
Right. I did go out the other day, and I think I told you I think I didn't get fries or something. I can't remember. So that was a big deal for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so many of your wins have been around when you're eating out, you're still eating bullshit, but in lower quantities.
Well, I'll take off a piece of bread of the burger
Right.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, which is you're a weird dieter. You're like the diet. Let me half my bun. Let me get the light dressing. It's kind of the weird, kind of like the diet type of mentality shit, right? The change for you, which is totally understandable, this has been your whole life and my whole life. Change for you is going to come when you find a way to eat healthy when you're out.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy eating isn't topping the bun on the burger. Healthy eating is getting a meal that makes us feel good after we eat it. You feel the difference between those?
Yeah, but I don't like those foods.
So
when I make my regular foods here, I'm making a chicken wrap. Well, I make my own pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Or I do chicken breast. I fry it and, cut it up into little boneless, skinless chicken breast and put some sweet and sour on it, and then put it in a tortilla with cheese and lettuce.
Right. So you can't get that out?
I don't think I would like it the way I do it. Yeah, that's what I got the other day. I got a chicken wrap somewhere.
Keyword, I don't think I would like it. So we don't actually know, right?
Right.
And
I did get a chicken wrap the other day. That's when I didn't get the French fries.
Right. And that's amazing. I really want this to land, because we've talked about it a lot. I could tell it's not landing, and I'm doing my very best here. So really try to hear what I'm saying. If you do not find a way to eat healthy foods when you're out, you will forever be a slave to your diet.
Mm-hmm.
So the anxiety that you feel around our trip and around these weddings comes from the fact that you are currently uncomfortable making healthy choices when you're out. Healthy choice doesn't mean a small fry with a small milkshake. It means healthy food. Do you see the difference, Sarah?
Yeah, I know the difference.
Right.
I mean, my husband orders the healthy food.
Right. And Stacy will never put the issue behind her until she finds a way to eat healthy food when she's out. Doesn't mean she doesn't ever eat cake at a wedding, but you've got maybe 3 to 4 weddings per year. So we're talking 1,500 calories of cake over the course of an entire year, right? Cake is not the issue. The way that you respond after eating the cake and feel guilt and shame and, oh my God, what am I doing? And then eat other shit on the trip That's the actual issue, because there's a bunch of skinny people at the wedding eating the same cake, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you're eating the same amount of food as these other people. It's how you then respond to it that is why we're not achieving our goal. So what would it look like? When is your next trip that you're going on?
First weekend of October.
Okay, so we've got a few weeks, and in the last couple of weddings and trips, we've tried to be in a lot more accountability around healthy foods. And I've noticed you kind of just come back to, well, I ate one piece of cake instead of two, which is a win, but we want to step into the healthier option. So what would it look like for Stacy to try to eat some food, even though she might not like it, which is very different than what I would recommend to other people? But you recently diagnosed yourself with autism, which makes it hard for you to like specific types of foods, right? So
I've been like that my whole life.
right, but you're internet autism diagnosed as of like a month ago.
Mildly autistic.
Yeah, so ChatGPT says Stacy is mildly autistic, and whether or not that's true, it doesn't matter, because this is where we come back to belief. Since you believe that, then that is your own truth, right? So we need to now work around what we're calling ChatGPT autism and find ways to eat foods. Think about what we're talking about. It's fucking crazy, right?
But I've taken
It's
like 10 tests. They all say you're
oh,
mildly autistic.
oh my God, Mom, you're not autistic, but you think that you're autistic, and that's
Elon
fine.
Musk is autistic.
Elon Musk isn't fat, so how did that happen?
But I'm saying he's still autistic. You don't
But
know. You would
how's
never
he
think
not
he
fat?
was
There's no
autistic.
correlation between autism and obesity, so it's
I
not
don't think
relevant
so.
to
But
it's not relevant to what we're talking about.
it does make you weird about smells and
Right.
textures and taste, all the things I have problems with.
There's a point where things are going to have to change. So you're going to have to find a way to exist with the autism that you now have or have always had and just diagnose yourself with on ChatGPT. I love you, right? And people that
You
are just
told me
listening
about ChatGPT.
people that are
I'm
just
obsessed with it.
people that are just listening to the audio of this are not seeing us both laugh as we're talking. My tonality is so serious. I think it's funny that people that are listening to this are going, he's super serious right now because they can't see my face. You have to find a way to eat healthy when you're out. So what we're going to do on your next trip is we're going to click the menu on each one, and you can send me a picture of it. We're going to be in extreme accountability here, and we're going to choose an option that we don't think we would hate that is not fried or a cheeseburger or chicken strips.
Well, I need to say my trip to Spokane a couple weeks ago, I didn't eat bad. I mean, I lost like what, 0.4 of a pound or something stupid.
Yes.
And I thought I was actually gonna gain. So I actually lost weight. I did not do bad.
Amazing. What sorts of foods did you eat on the trip? Because now we're saying Stacy doesn't ever eat healthy when she's out. Now you're like, well, I did eat healthy when I was out. So what
Well,
did you eat?
I said I didn't go crazy. I didn't go nuts. I didn't at the wedding I had.
Stacy ate bullshit food in lower quantities. What I'm saying is
No,
that changes. Oh, go ahead.
no, I didn't do bad at the wedding. The wedding was
What does
nothing
that
that
mean?
I loved.
What does that mean? What does do bad mean?
I didn't eat shit.
Okay.
I had a cupcake and I didn't even like it. At the wedding was carne asada tacos, and I just ate the meat on the inside. And with, it had cilantro and onions on it. That wasn't bad. I don't think that was bad. I went to Tomato Street and got baked raviolis and just maybe ate half. And I did have 2 pieces of bread, but you and I used to order 2 or 3 baskets of the bread.
Right. So
Literally.
So I think that's absolutely amazing. And I'm realizing that maybe I was wrong, or you were misleading me a little bit to make it out like we were just eating bullshit the whole time. But when we go out for a meal, like at Tomato Street, and we just get half of a serving of raviolis with 2 pieces of bread, that's the kind of meal where it might not be a ton of calories, but you don't feel good after you eat it. Right? There's virtually no protein in the meal, almost no real food at all. We're just kind of bloating ourselves, and we're going, I don't know why I'm retaining so much water. My rings don't fit right? It's like, yeah, because we're eating bullshit in lower quantities instead of focusing on better foods. When you go to a restaurant like Tomato Street, they have a bunch of different options with meat, fruit, rice, vegetables, potatoes, dairy products. There's probably 5 different combinations of plates that you could get there that would make you feel really good after you ate them, right?
Well, yeah, they have like chicken with weird stuff. Yeah,
get the no weird stuff. Yeah, you're just never. And I know I'm beating a dead horse, and we're 15 minutes into just this one topic. But I really just let the takeaway of this call be: Stacy will not put the issue behind her for good until she finds a way to eat healthy foods when she's out. We'll just leave it at that for now, and we'll keep working on it over
Okay.
time. Okay.
I'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it together, and I got your back. And that's such a small change in comparison to the changes that you've already made, is finding a ways to eat these whole foods when we're out. Everything you're looking for is in the journey of figuring that out.
Well, on vacation, if you end up going, you're going to see everything I eat, so we can get on the scale before and after and see what actually happens.
But it's not about what happens on the scale, right?
I know,
So
when I'm doing it, I lose the weight. That's just a fact.
yes, but we're not here to lose weight. You're here to experience freedom. So right now you have freedom from candy, right?
Yeah, that I could say yes to.
Yeah, yeah. You have more freedom from your medical anxiety than you had before.
When?
Do those feel more important to you than the weight on the scale?
Oh, yeah, those are super important. But the weight
Yeah.
on the scale still is
Yeah.
I don't want to be fat. So it
Yes,
is.
right, right. Do you feel the stress of this trip that we're going on, which is in 2 months? You're already thinking about what we're going to be eating there. Do you feel how you're a slave to your diet right now?
Yeah, I understand. But
Right.
healthy people do that. They're like,
Right.
oh, there's this great restaurant in Orlando. I can't wait to go to it.
They do that from a place of excitement, not from a place of anxiety and trying to figure out how they're going to lose weight 8 weeks from now.
Yeah.
You're coming at
I
this
mean, I
from like,
haven't even really thought about the losing weight part yet.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah. But that's 2 months away. Right now, we just want to figure out how to eat healthy foods when we're at home. Okay.
okay.
We'll keep working on it. Pausing this episode for one moment because I've got an ask for you as the listener. Would you send this to any of the postmenopausal women that you know that have a story that they can't lose weight because it's too late and they've already tried everything? Because that's the world that my mom was existing in as well. And her life is very different now. And all of the women in that position deserve to know that sustainable weight loss is actually possible and that there is a way to lose weight and put obesity behind you regardless of your menopausal status. Let's go ahead and get right back to the show. Your big why, one of your major reasons why we started this journey was to feel better medically, right?
Right.
When we first talked about this journey, you were on the phone. I was on speakerphone in the hospital with you and your husband there. And I had walked you through a visualization of what things were going to be like in 5 years if we don't really get our shit together. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then you were crying and it was kind of emotional. And I was like, we can go through this journey together if you would like to. I'd happily help you. And you said yes. So here we are now 18 weeks later.
Right.
And there's been an element of complacency. And you and I talked about this off of this call a few days ago, where we haven't really lost much weight the last 8 weeks. We've been kind of up and down, right? And a lot of that, from my perspective, and I'd love to hear yours, is coming from the fact that we've actually already achieved a major, major goal that we had. And we're not in a ton of pain anymore the way that we were in the beginning. Does that feel true to you?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my hip still hurts. It still hurts every day, but not as bad.
Yeah, but like emotional turmoil, crying in the hospital, going, what if I die? Like that's where we started this journey.
Oh, yeah. I'm not stressing right now.
Yeah, so now a lot of the drive, there's a little bit less drive to this than there was in the beginning. Do you I feel that in you. Do you feel that in yourself?
Well, I guess I didn't look at it like that. I think at the beginning I was more strict with following exactly how I'm supposed to.
Was it strict or was it driven?
It was both because I was driven and I was strict with it. I wasn't going to go off path.
Right. So now it's, the primary driver is I want to be skinny, which is something you've said, or I don't want to be fat anymore. It's
Right.
if we had to connect to something that felt really real. So you're waking up going, I don't know, I'm going to go on this walk. I think I'm just lazy, right? That wasn't as much of a thing in the beginning because it was really clear what we were running away from, which was like a life of just living in that hospital bed and never meeting your grandkids. And that was real, right? Now that's not a thing anymore. It's like Stacy's alive. Her face looks a little more alive. She's just a little bit more here and more present. So what is something I really invite us to consider here is what it would be like to change our why. Why is this journey still important to us today the way that it was 18 weeks ago?
It's still important for the same reason. But at the beginning, I was walking less. You've changed my walking.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you're like twice a day, 20 minutes a day. Before it was like 10 minutes. And then it was 20. So it was gone from 10 to 40.
Right. That's fair.
If it was just 20, it would be way not like it is now.
Mm-hmm. Something that you and I talked about off the call a few days ago, you had said that you felt like you were experiencing some complacency. And I had said, I'm totally good with this being the end of the journey. You
tried to fire me. Let's put it in
No,
You actually tried to fire
no.
me.
So
You did.
it's not about me firing you. What I'm saying is that I will guide you on this journey as far as you would like to go. But the
Right.
want has to come from you. The drive of this has to come from you. I have a path that will help you continue to eat healthier foods, address your mindset, and address your relationship with food and how we got here in the first place so that you can put it behind you. But I am not the engine that's moving the car forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's on me.
Right. And the engine has had a little bit less to it recently, which is okay because there's been a lot of shit happening. So it's not that I'm trying to fire you. It's that I'm saying, if we just said, this is the end of the journey, we solved the major issue that we were here to do, and Stacy extended her life, maybe 5 to 10 years already. That will not change how I view you. And you do not, I love you no matter how much you weigh. And I love you no matter how seriously you take this journey. You don't owe it to me. You don't have to earn my love. It doesn't change the way that I look at you at
Right.
all.
I know that.
But if you do want to keep doing this, I do need to feel from you that you still want to keep doing this. And I have not been feeling that the last couple of weeks. Does that make sense? Can you tell me why we're still here?
So I could do my journey.
Yeah, why
So I
do you
could get
want to do this
healthier,
thing?
lose weight. We know. We've talked about this on here. Nothing's changed. My reasons are all still the same.
What are
I
your
want to be,
reasons?
well, I want to be healthy. I want to live longer. My daughter's having a baby, your sister. I want to be that grandma. I'm going to be that grandma.
What does that grandma mean?
That obsessive grandma that does everything with her grandkid.
Like what?
Sporting events, taking him overnight, getting him a pony,
Yeah.
all
So
this.
So when you're making a decision to succumb to what you're calling your internal laziness, are you connected to that?
What do you mean?
Are you thinking, I'm on this journey because I want to be that fucking grandma? I don't know. I'm not going to go on a walk because I'm lazy.
Well, I will walk. I do walk. It's not like I don't walk. It's that I'm not
Right.
doing as far as I should every day.
No, I totally get it. But what I'm saying is that as you're going through weddings, birthdays, emotions from friends being sick, from yourself being sick, are you in those moments connected to why we're on this journey? Does
No,
that question make
I
sense?
don't think I'm actually thinking of that in the moment.
Yeah. So is it that it's not that you don't want that? I know that you want that, but is it possible that maybe there is something stronger underneath that we might feel a little more connected to on a daily basis? Because right now we've been taking inconsistent action for the last 6 weeks or 7 weeks or so, or 8. And we're saying, I want to be this grandma. What I'm saying is, from love, do you want to be the grandma bad enough to take the action? And why are we not thinking about that in those moments of not taking the healthy action?
I'm obviously just weak in those moments, but I am taking the action.
So if you were to,
I mean, if you go from day one to how I ate to now and the
right,
candy, I mean, just that is huge for me because every day I eat.
huge,
Not like an
right.
M&M, like a couple
Yeah.
packs.
So that's what I'm saying when I say, if we stop the journey here, that's great because you've already made so much progress. You're in the same spot right now that you were at week 10. You've lost 2 pounds or so,
I'm
but
at work week 18.
off of the scale, you're on the same spot you were at week 10.
Okay.
I understand we've lost about 2 pounds since then, but in terms of our life, things are the same, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So when I'm saying complacency, I'm not saying that you have not progressed since day one. You're a totally different person than you were at the very beginning. But
Yeah.
you're pretty much the same as you were 8 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I don't want us to be in the same position in 3 weeks and 8 weeks from now that we're in today. Do you understand why I'm bringing this up?
Yes.
I want you to feel like you're making progress, and not like we're just kind of spinning our wheels, because at this point, you know that you can just stay the same weight. So what I'm saying is, if you just stay the same weight, that's fine. We are going to need a reason to get you down to 150 or 160. And if the reason is I want to be that obsessive grandma that can like take my grandkid on a walk, then that's something that we need to connect more to each day.
Okay.
So the grandson, my future nephew, is that right? My nephew. Yeah.
Yep,
Oh, that's
family.
crazy to say. I'm going to be an uncle. He's going to come and watch this video one day in however many years. And would you like to send him a message right now?
Oh my God, seriously. What? God, I'm
gonna watch
excited
it.
to see you. You're almost half baked, or halfway there.
Do you want to tell him about why we're doing this journey?
Well, he knows if he just watched this video. So your
Well,
grandma could be healthier.
And why
That's the whole thing, to be healthier. All the other things that go underneath the umbrella of being healthy.
Yeah. And grandma wants to be healthier so that what?
so that I could live longer and feel better and be there for Nicholas's grandbabies too.
Yeah. And you want to know what it's about him. It's about him, but it's also about you knowing what it feels like to be a healthy grandma, right?
Right.
And you knowing what it feels like to have to even think about potentially not being able to be the grandma that you want right now, which is a scary thought, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you do the thing of like, what if you were pushing the stroller and it was going into traffic and you couldn't catch it?
Yeah. Have you seen that video? Yeah,
No.
there's this video from a couple months ago. This grandma she wasn't that fat. She looked like she was probably 200 pounds, but she definitely couldn't move it faster than a very slow walking pace. And this stroller goes out into the street and she's trying to catch it and she can't grab it. And she's doing this kind of like wobble over to it, misses the stroller. This car hits just the edge of the stroller. Everybody was fine, but 1 inch off and the kid would have died.
Oh, that's
And
awful. No, I haven't seen that.
that's horrible, and that's like the worst, literally the worst case scenario. That the probability of that is extremely low. But what that
Right.
actually represents is just an inability to take care of ourselves or others because of our current bodily situation.
Right.
It's
No,
not
I
that
totally get that.
that's not going to happen, right? But yeah, we want you to feel like you can provide the grandma motherly safety to that child,
Right.
and it's going
And
to
I will.
start by us continuing to do it for ourselves.
I agree.
So what we're going to do is for the next week, we're going to write down, you have that journal that I sent to you?
Oh, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere.
Okay, so we're going to find that journal. We're going to write down every morning why this journey is important to us.
Okay.
And we'll do that for 7 days. We'll be in accountability on that just to make that a little bit more real for us, okay?
All right.
And you're going to be an amazing grandmother, and he will be so lucky to have you as a grandma, and you will
Well,
be so
thank
lucky
you.
to have that experience of being a grandmother. And he'll never know this side of you until he watches this video, which is amazing.
Yeah. He'll be like, I had a fat grandma.
My grandma was fat before I was born. You should have met my grandma. She used to be fat. Now she's not anymore.
You're a dork.
My uncle was fat too, and they both could have been on The Biggest Loser, but neither of them applied.
I would have loved to be on that show.
The Biggest Loser, you would have just gained the weight back the same way all of them did.
It would have just been fun to do. I still think you and I need to do Big Brother and
I'm
not
just-
let people know that we're related.
I'm just imagining you on the treadmill and like Bob Harper screaming at you, and you're like, "I have autism. I can't.
I would not take them talking to me like that. That would not fly.
Bob, I can't eat the apple. I have ChatGPT autism."
Yeah. But yeah, that wouldn't go over the way they talk to people.
So what would you say? So Bob's all like, "Come on, Stacy, don't fucking quit. Your grandkid needs you." What are you gonna say?
I don't know. But if he was mean yelling at me, I would probably tell him to fuck off.
And then what? Would you keep going or would you quit?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't quit it. No, I'd keep going.
I don't think it was.
Maybe he'd fire me.
Did you watch the documentary?
Yeah. No, I didn't get all the way through it. I think there's still an episode left.
It was so Did you watch all those episodes of Biggest Loser or just the?
I think so.
I remember it being on in the living room sometimes, and we were. I don't know how young I would have been, but the very first seasons, the people were like 190 to 250 pounds. Like they weren't like morbidly obese. And then when you get into season 3 and 4, the people were like 450 pounds. And it just got to the point where it's like they started going for the people that could lose the most weight. Because you started this journey at 209, you're not going to lose 20 pounds in the first week on The Biggest Loser.
Right.
When you
I don't understand how some of those people that are 300 pounds, how they could expect them to do the exercising right off from never doing anything that they had them doing.
well,
I think it's actually dangerous.
I'm sure that it is a little bit dangerous, but I can tell you with certainty from my ex-distance running career that you can go a lot further than you think that you can.
Yeah, I'm sure, but some of them can barely walk. So then making them go run down the beach or whatever, like the girl that couldn't cross that's how far I got. The girl that couldn't cross the finish line, and they all beautifully supported her and got her there.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think you would have won The Biggest Loser? Do you think you'd be popular on reality? We're kind of on reality TV right now.
No, I think I'd probably be hated.
Why?
Like if I was on Big Brother, I would definitely because Big Brother is my show and the challenge, but obviously I can't do the challenge. I would definitely take the motherly stance in the whole house. So they would all love me for that. But I think they try to kick me out.
How would you do when you got put on slop on Big Brother?
That'd not
Then
go
you go,
over.
then
I
they go like
haven't
one
seen
week of
slop
slop.
lately. I would just not eat. I'm sure I couldn't eat that shit.
This Biggest Loser documentary was the first TV show I've watched in since 2023. So
You
I'm
did
just
watch a movie when you come to see us. We watch a movie at night,
sure. Okay,
so you'll watch a
intentionally
movie
sat
with me.
down by myself and watched something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stacy's emotions. So have you
Do
ever
you remember
heard
you
of
used to sing to me? Do you remember you used to sing? I get so emotional when I get mad.
what?
When you were little, yeah, and I would get mad, you'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to sing it," but you would do that. I get so emotional, and then I'd get more pissed
I
off.
have no idea what you're talking about. Sing it.
No, I'm not going to sing it. It's I get so emotional.
Who gets?
I think
That's the
it might
name
be
of the
Whitney
song.
Houston or something, huh?
The name of a song.
Yeah, and you used to do. I get so emotional when I'd get upset, and then I would be so upset with you.
So you'd be mad, and then I would start singing this song.
Yeah, you'd be mimicking me because I was being emotional.
Wow. And that's what it's like to grow up with a household of almost all women. Just
Your
emotions
your
all
cat.
over the
Oh no,
place.
your cat was a boy. We had Sam.
I didn't Gato. Oh, we did have Sam. Gato was a girl. It was
I know.
the way I tell the story. It was like eighth grade onward was me, you, Peyton, 3 cats, 3 dogs, a turtle, and a rabbit interchangeably. They were all women.
We didn't have a turtle.
And Peyton had a turtle.
She had a turtle when she was a little kid, not in high school.
Oh, well, take the turtle away.
Oh, well, we had Billy that you cried or something when we had to get rid of Billy. We found him
Oh
walking
my
across the
God. But
street.
you can't embarrass me on
You
my own
named him
podcast.
Billy.
Okay. I was a little kid that grew up hyper emotional and hid from my feelings with food that led to me being fat.
I thought you said hit. I was going to be like, that's not true.
Yeah. Maybe if there was a masculine role model in the house, I would have learned some structure and not been so fat in the first place. But that wasn't the way that our lives panned out. And that's okay. And little Billy, the turtle Billy, wasn't going to be the role model that I needed.
And most of my horses were boys.
Oh, amazing. Okay, let's talk about Stacy's emotions. Are you ready to move on from the talking about Nick's singing career when he was a kid?
Okay.
When I say emotional regulation, what does that mean to you?
It doesn't. I don't know.
Does that mean anything to you? So
Like regulating your emotions? I don't know.
So that's it. So when we think about your childhood and how we got here in the first place, and I'm going to definitely just recap and summarize this because we talked about it quite a bit on other shows. You grew up in a very unstable household, right? Where you were always maybe what people would have said a little bigger, but when you look back, you actually were not big at all. You were what people would now call a normal size for your age, right?
When I look at high school, when I was told I was fat, I'm totally normal.
Right. So when Stacy got really fat and started eating much differently was when she experienced hyper emotional states and lack of safety. So for you, when you think about safety in your household with grandma specifically, again, grandma's ashes here in this ring. We're having this conversation out of love for grandma and for all of us and for everybody listening. And the intention here is to feel better and more in control and more comfortable and safe in our emotions. It's not to dog on grandma or the way you grew up. Did you feel safe in your household growing up?
I mean, I think then at the time I did, but when I don't know, like it was just normal. Back then you could beat your kids and do horrible stuff and
Right.
it was a blind eye. Now it happens in CPSs at your house and you're telling your
Right.
teachers and you're never going home.
Right. So regardless of the legality or the difference between now and then, did Stacy as a kid feel physically and or energetically or emotionally safe in her household growing up?
I never felt totally physically safe. No, because if I just looked at her wrong, she'd take her hand and hit me so hard with all her rings on it in my face.
Right.
So no, it was always getting hit. It was normal to be beat.
Yeah. When is the first time that you remember eating food in a way that led to you being fat or having weird food things?
I've had weird food of what I like and not since I was like 2.
Yeah. So
I know that. I don't know when I started being weird. It was just normal for me because this is the way I've always
it's the
eaten.
way you've always eaten, right? So did it feel to you when I talk about eating your emotions, and that means different things to different people, what I mean by that is when Stacy eats food, she feels better. So, right, Stacy eats pizza as a kid, she feels better. Stacy eats ice cream as a kid, she feels better. So, what were some of the things that you ate when you were a kid?
Like I can't remember. I don't know. I really can't remember. Pizza. It was always pizza for sure, but I can't really remember. We
Yeah,
didn't have fast food like we have now.
yeah. Did
I
you
mean, it wasn't, you didn't drive down the road and see fast food
Yeah.
everywhere.
did you feel safer when you were eating pizza than when you were not eating pizza?
Honestly, I really can't remember.
But if you were to
I
just
honestly,
imagine yourself sitting
I would
there
think,
eating the
yeah, but I don't know. I can't remember.
yeah. So the idea here is that if Stacy feels safe in her full range of emotions, she would never eat them.
Well,
So
I don't think I'm such an emotional eater though. I think I just eat like shit.
yeah, yeah. Why?
I mean, I wouldn't see going through a divorce with Tim, which is your dad. I'm
Right.
not going, oh my gosh, I'm going through a divorce. I'm going to go eat like shit. I just always
How,
have eaten like shit.
how much did you weigh during the pregnancy with me?
Oh, I got up. Started at like 160 something and got up to 223.
But there's a picture. You were like 260 or 270 at one point, weren't you? What, was it a secret? We're not allowed to say that. What do you throw? What?
I
What is
don't
the
know.
most?
I don't know, but
What is the most you've ever weighed?
a lot. I don't know.
How much have you ever weighed? This is a great opportunity to just release all the shame. You're on a fat podcast right now. There's nothing to hide. We can cut it out if you don't want to say it, but I need to know. And if you want to cut it out afterwards, we can do that. She's throwing up the fingers 252. Okay. So how did you get to 252 without being an emotional
Oh,
eater?
I I don't know. It was like after high school. But then before I
Yeah.
had you, I lost all this weight. I started exercising all the time and riding my horse every day and
Yeah.
cut out. I remember I cut out candy, fast food, and soda.
What is emotional eating? What does that mean to you? And why did
For
you
me,
why did you
emotional eating, like a good thing is you're going through a breakup and you're sitting on the couch eating bonbons all day. Not necessarily bonbons, but
yeah, so you're going through an extreme emotion that you're not comfortable with, so then you eat it to hide from it, right?
yeah,
So
basically, yeah.
we
I
would
guess it makes you feel better or you're not thinking about what's going
yeah.
on. You're eating.
Yeah. What about, gosh, I'm in the hospital. I feel like shit. I want some candy. Does that feel like emotional eating?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So you might not be an emotional eater, but would you say you've eaten emotionally a lot during your life?
I think I've just honestly eaten bad all the time. I don't think it's an emotional eating. Generally, when I'm going through a breakup, which is like an emotional
No,
thing, I've
I don't.
lost weight.
Right. Yeah. Which is also emotional eating. Stacy's super strict on her food. She changes the way that she eats when she feels different.
Yeah, that would be true.
Yeah. When Stacy feels different emotions, she eats different food.
Yeah, that's true. But I
That's
don't
emotional eating.
necessarily eat more. So when you say emotional eating, I'm thinking of gorging
Right. So,
myself.
so emotional eating might be anorexia as well, would be the other extreme of that. Right. I'm fucked up.
Okay.
I hate my life. I don't eat. I died of starvation. That would be the opposite of the binging shit. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Stacy feels emotions. Stacy changes the way that she eats. If Stacy felt safe in her full range of emotions, meaning the negative side of it, we might say would be like stress, depression, anxiety, anger, right?
Mm-hmm.
The happy side of it might be joy, pride, love, laughter, and then everything in between. Can you kind of see that spectrum, like the happy stuff
Yeah.
and the less happy stuff?
Yeah.
When we're experiencing extreme emotion, it changes the foods that we eat. And this is the thing with a lot of different people. So sometimes even when we're happy, it makes us want to eat bullshit, right? I'm having such a great day. I want some candy. You ever feel that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm having such a fucked up day. I want some candy. So it's not that these are good or bad. We just have to be aware of the fact that when we feel really strong emotions, it changes the way that we eat. Is that true for you? Are we in agreement there?
Yeah, that's true. I
Okay.
was just looking at emotional eating as overeating.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Which you have done because you got to 252 pounds, which
Hmm.
is very different than the weight you were at 8 weeks ago. So to have that level of fluctuation, there clearly has been emotional eating there,
Okay.
right? Don't
No,
agree
that's
with me
right.
if you don't, if you
I'm
don't agree,
agreeing
don't
with you.
agree, right? Like we don't have to agree on this, but
Yeah.
I need to know if you feel like you eat emotionally based on what we just talked about or have
Yes, I
been
do.
throughout your life.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it feel true to you that if you felt safe or comfortable in your full range of emotions, that you would have never eaten them in the first place?
Possibly, yeah.
So if you felt safe when you were a kid, you might have not eaten
Hmm.
as much bullshit food.
Right.
If you felt
Well, it's
safe,
not like we had a healthy choice in the house, like your
right, Mark,
story.
you don't go, so don't go. So you go straight to like the super logistical, like, but we're just talking about the emotions. Forget the logistics for a second, right?
Okay.
When you feel emotionally regulated, meaning that you feel safe in your emotions, you
Hmm.
do not eat your emotions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we're at the point in the journey right now where Stacy needs to learn how to emotionally regulate herself. And what regulation means is that you move through an emotion. An example would be, I'm really stressed. How can I move through the stress? So some things that you do to emotionally regulate right now are scroll on the phone, right?
Hmm.
So I'm stressed, let me scroll on the phone, or eat, which is also normal, or do this other thing. But we don't have very good coping mechanisms right now. Do you know what a coping mechanism is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we don't really have any coping mechanisms that are serving to us, right?
Okay.
So we want to get to the point where Stacy can know how she's feeling, because you live a very distracted lifestyle, right? We spend a lot of time on the phone, whether it's for work or whatever. We're not super present to how we're feeling throughout the day. Do you notice that in yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to start a practice here, and we're going to do a body scan. This is something that you're going to be doing every day for the next week as well. And this will be the most beneficial work that we've done so far. But we're going to go through a body scan, asking ourselves what we're feeling. And then we're going to ask ourselves how it wants to be expressed. So on the extreme side of this, if Stacy's super pissed off, she can take a pillow and scream into the pillow and let the emotion out. If
Yeah,
Stacy's
that's not
super,
me.
what did you say?
I said that's not me. I couldn't imagine doing that.
Yeah, that's just because you're not attuned to your own anger. So are
Okay.
you willing to step into trying some things that you've never tried before? We don't have to do this.
Yeah, I will. I just can't see myself screaming in a pillow though. So yeah.
Can you see yourself feeling emotionally regulated?
I've never even heard of what, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
attuned
But
to
I mean,
your
this is
emotions.
different. This is like the new wave kind of.
Yes, yeah, we're what we've been doing has not been working. So now we're going to move on to the next evolution to keep making progress. Okay,
Okay.
just let it be goof. Things don't have to be so serious. We're just
Okay.
looking on getting clear on how we feel. So go ahead and close your eyes for a second. We're not doing any pillow screaming. And I know you get a little bit uncomfortable with the fact that we're on camera. My eyes are closed too.
Yeah.
I'm not looking. Okay,
Okay.
and just go ahead and put one hand on your chest. It's just me and you. If you feel uncomfortable, we'll cut this part out of the show. It doesn't matter that other people see this.
All right.
Put your left hand on your belly button. And we're just going to take the biggest breath of the entire day all the way down into that left hand. And with your eyes closed, try to sit as comfortably as you can. And this is going to feel a little goofy to you, and that's totally okay. But if you were to try to put your whole mind into the very top of your head, and you were to ask yourself, what does the top of your head feel like? And I'm right here with you. And then if we
Mm-hmm.
move our attention down to our forehead, so move your eyebrows up and down. Like, what does my forehead feel like? And we're going to move our attention down to our nose. See if you can try to wiggle your nose. We're going to go out to our ears. See if you can wiggle your ears. What do my ears feel like? And we're going to move our attention down to our jaw. And go ahead and open your mouth as wide as you can. Where is our jaw tight? Can we find a comfortable, loose position? Let your face kind of drool and hang down. We don't have to squeeze our jaw to have that jawline popping out. Just let it fully hang out. And then our neck. Where's our neck uncomfortable? Where's our neck tight? Moving down the rest of the body. See how your shoulders are kind of up, kind of tense. If we were to just let these shoulders fall all the way down with the breath, and fully relax into this chair. What does our chest feel like? Just pay attention to where are we holding tension and where are we feeling tightness. Moving down into our belly button, down into our hips, down into our glutes. Flex your butt cheek a little bit. You can push your heel down into the ground to feel your butt move. And then our quads, do the knee shakes. You can feel your legs and your thighs move a little bit. And moving down into your calves, go up onto your tippy toes so you can engage those lower legs. And then wiggle your toes. And with your eyes closed, where are you feeling tension in your body?
My head.
in your head? And what does the tension feel like?
Headache.
Where in the
Like a
head?
headache is going on. I've had a headache for weeks.
Yeah. Where in the head is your headache?
The whole head.
If you were to describe this whole head headache, how would you describe it?
Pressure.
And if you were to not have this headache, would that make your life a little easier?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. If there was an emotion tied to this headache, what would that emotion be?
You mean like why I have the headache?
Not why. Is it a sad headache or is it an angry headache? Is it a mad headache? Is it a bored
It's just a,
headache?
it's just a headache. It's not, I don't know. Just a headache. Tension headache.
What
Probably
emotion?
stress headache.
Yeah, maybe a stress headache, right? Do you feel stressed out?
Well, yeah, we're remodeling the house, so that's super
Yeah.
stressful.
And you can open your eyes and you can move your hand if you'd like. But so what we're feeling in our body is stress and we have a headache. Does that feel true?
Yeah.
So how, if this stress had to express itself, how would it express itself? If you were to let this stress out and let it go. So right now there's stress in your actual body.
Right.
So when you feel heartache, you feel it in your chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you feel tired, you feel it in your neck and your shoulders. You starting to you feel that a little bit?
Yeah.
Like you feel different emotions in different part of your body. This is called somatic work. The idea is that there are emotions trapped in your actual skeleton, and we can let
Mm-hmm.
them go by doing different movements or by expressing them. Does that concept make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when you are able to move through your emotion instead of just sitting in it, then you don't have to eat it because we're not hiding from it with food. We're actually letting it completely go.
Okay.
So the question is, if this stress was to express itself or you were to move through the stress, how do you feel you would do that?
I'm not exactly sure how I would move through the stress of the whole thing we've been doing here for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. The Would you feel less stressed if you step outside and got some sun on your skin? If you
Oh,
did that
yeah.
for,
Like if
if you
I'm
did that,
walking, I'm not
yeah,
thinking of it. I'm not as stressed out.
right, right. So to move through the stress, Stacy might go on a walk. Do you see where I'm going with
Okay. I
this?
see what you're saying now. Yeah.
Yeah. Stacy might go in the hot tub. Stacy might drink some water. Stacy might just write down on it. She might write a letter to her future grandson. That would
Mm-hmm.
make you feel less stressed, right?
Right.
If I was there right now and we turned on some Hannah Montana music and started dancing in the kitchen and let it be weird, would you feel less stressed in that moment?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even be thinking
And
about it. We'd be
would you
laughing.
would you feel less stressed afterwards?
Yeah, I believe I would.
Yes, because you'd be moving through the emotion and expressing yourself. Do you see where I'm going now?
Yeah.
So the reason that this work is so important is we need Stacy to feel safe with stress instead of eating stress. And though you're not doing that often right now, we need you to put obesity behind you. You have to feel safe in all of your emotions without hiding from them.
Yeah. I definitely don't handle stress well. I'm a
Right.
stressful person.
No, you're not a stressful person. You're a person that experiences stress and doesn't feel safe with stress.
Yeah. I mean, I don't handle it like my husband or somebody else. Like I don't handle
Right.
stress.
Right. And if Stacy felt safe with stress, she would still have stress, but she would not be identifying as a stressful person. The reason that you identify as a stressful person is because stress changes everything about your life because you're uncomfortable with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could agree
So,
with that.
yeah. So does it feel true to you that there might be other people that have just as stressful things going on, but they handle it better?
For sure.
And that's because they feel more safe in their stress because they probably didn't grow up getting their ass beat by their fucking mom and then drowning in pizza and then blowing up to 200 some pounds. Right?
True.
Yeah, I'm saying this because I love you. That's the truth, right?
Right.
Yeah. So our assignment for this week is I'm going to send you a body scan for you to go through. We're going to do this every day. I know that sometimes the quietness can be uncomfortable for you, and we're just going to practice it. We're going to
Okay.
ask ourselves, what am I feeling and how does it want to be expressed? You might feel stress that wants to be expressed by a walk. You might feel sadness that wants to be expressed by turning on a sad song and just listening to it. So it's about honoring the emotion and letting yourself actually feel it And then we're going to end it with saying, I'm safe to feel this emotion. I'm safe to express this emotion.
Okay.
How is this landing for you? I know this is very different. I know you're not the most receptive to this kind of work, so I'm just trying my best to meet you with where you're at. What is landing for you, or what questions do you have about this?
I don't have any questions. I'll try it.
You feel nervous to try this?
No, no.
Well, let's go ahead and end the show. Is there anything you want to say to the people?
Thanks for being here.
I'm really
Is
proud
there
of
anything
you.
you want to say to the people?
I talk to these people all the time. I know I love these people. I know that it feels like we haven't made a lot of progress in the last couple months, and this is a really beautiful opportunity for us to step back into that energy of consistency, so that you can feel like you're making the progress and becoming that grandmother that you want to. And I got your back, and you are fully in the driver's seat, and I believe in you wholeheartedly. So I'm really excited for us to continue this journey together. And thanks for being such an inspiration to me and to everybody that's listening to this, and letting us kind of see the
Sorry.
reality, letting us see the reality of what you're dealing with, because most people are not willing to transparently share their journey the way that you have. So thanks for doing that.
Well, thank you. And thank you for helping me.
You're welcome. I love you, and we'll talk to you
Love
soon,
you.
okay?
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. If you made it to the end of this episode, thanks for being here. A lot of this can sound a little bit tough lovey, and there just are times on our journey when we need some tough love and a little bit of a kick in the ass. And over time, we need to be able to give that to ourselves. And that's what we're working on here. If you'd like for me to guide you on your journey to sustainable weight loss the same way that I did for myself, the same way that I am for my mother, you can click the link in the description of this podcast episode or this YouTube video, and I'd be happy to speak with you about what that might look like. You absolutely have what it takes to lose weight, but even deeper than that, you absolutely have what it takes to put obesity behind you forever. See y'all next week.